Welcome to Deep Universus. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to stay updated. Today we're cutting through the noise to examine how economic policies, specifically tariffs, can have surprising, far-reaching effects. We'll look at 5 iconic American companies forced to move operations abroad not because of politics, but because of the realities of a global supply chain. Our focus, how policies meant to bring jobs home sometimes push them away. We'll connect the dots from Washington, D.C. to factory floors and boardrooms across the world. Through the stories of General Motors, Harley-Davidson, Ford, Whirlpool, and Caterpillar, we'll see the real impact of economic decisions. General Motors, Harley-Davidson, Ford, Whirlpool, Caterpillar. This isn't about blame, it's about understanding the complex balance between national strategy and global competition. Let's dive in. First up, General Motors. When tariffs on steel and aluminum hit, GM's production costs soared by over $1 billion a year. That's money that could have gone to innovation or American jobs, but instead became an unavoidable expense. To cope, GM closed several North American plants, including the historic Lordstown Assembly in Ohio. Thousands of workers lost their jobs. Ironically, the policy meant to protect American manufacturing was now cited as a reason for massive layoffs. The Chevrolet Blazer, a classic American SUV, ended up being built in Mexico to avoid tariff-related costs. This move, driven by financial necessity, felt like a betrayal to American workers. The tariffs created incentives for GM to shift production abroad, highlighting a disconnect between policy intent and outcome. GM faced criticism for offshoring, but argued it was adapting to the economic environment created by tariffs. The increased cost of domestic materials made U.S. production less competitive. The result, plant closures, job losses, and flagship vehicles built overseas. Instead of revitalizing American manufacturing, the tariffs triggered a painful feedback loop: higher costs, fewer jobs, and more offshoring. GM's story is a powerful example of how protectionist policies can backfire in a globalized economy. The lesson? Economic cause and effect isn't always straightforward. Sometimes policies designed to help can end up hurting the very people they aim to protect. For GM, the intended renaissance became a setback for American workers. The real-world impact was clear: fewer jobs, more uncertainty, and a stark reminder of the complexities of global trade. Let's see how this pattern played out for other American icons. Next, Harley-Davidson, an American legend caught in a global trade war. When the U.S. imposed tariffs on steel and aluminum, the EU retaliated, raising tariffs on American motorcycles from 6% to 31%. This made each Harley sold in Europe thousands of dollars more expensive, threatening the company's survival in a key market. Harley faced a tough choice: absorb the cost and lose money, or pass it to consumers and lose sales. Their solution? Shift production for European bikes to Thailand, bypassing the tariffs. The backlash at home was fierce. Accusations of betrayal and political criticism followed, but for Harley it was about survival, not politics. U.S. factories kept running for domestic sales, but growth and investment shifted overseas. The move didn't close American plants, but it did mean lost opportunities for U.S. workers. This was a direct result of the trade war. A policy meant to protect one industry ended up hurting another. Harley's story shows how quickly global retaliation can force even the most American brands to look abroad. The lesson: in a global economy, protectionist moves can trigger a chain reaction that hurts the very companies they're meant to help. Harley-Davidson's iconic image took a hit, and American jobs were left in limbo. Sometimes the cost of protection is paid by those it's supposed to shield. Let's look at how Ford faced similar challenges. Ford, another American giant, was hit with $1 billion loss from tariffs on steel and aluminum. That loss meant less money for innovation, factory upgrades, and new vehicle development. The immediate casualty? The Ford Focus Active, a new model planned for the U.S. market, built in China. Tariffs on Chinese imports made the car unprofitable, so Ford canceled it before it even launched. This meant fewer choices for American consumers and lost revenue for Ford. The financial strain forced Ford into a massive restructuring, cutting thousands of jobs in the U.S. and abroad. The tariffs weren't the only factor, but they were a major catalyst for painful changes. Ford's global supply chain meant that tariffs on raw materials or finished goods anywhere could disrupt the entire business. The result? A leaner, more defensive company, focused on survival rather than growth. Ford's experience shows that trade policy can have ripple effects far beyond its target. A policy meant to protect can end up shrinking opportunity and innovation. The billion-dollar pothole left Ford with fewer resources and fewer jobs. The lesson: in a connected world, blunt economic tools can have sharp consequences. Ford's story is a cautionary tale for policymakers everywhere. Now let's see how Whirlpool's victory turned out. Whirlpool lobbied for tariffs on imported washing machines, and got them. At first, it looked like a win. Imports got pricier, Whirlpool's sales rose, and new jobs were announced in Ohio. But then, tariffs on steel and aluminum drove up Whirlpool's own costs. The advantage from washing machine tariffs was wiped out by higher material prices. The result? More expensive washers for everyone, American and foreign brands alike. Studies showed U.S. consumers paid $1.5 billion more per year, with prices up $86 per machine. Demand dropped, and the initial job gains faded. The cost to consumers per job created was staggering, over $800,000 a year. Whirlpool's profits were squeezed, and the hoped-for boom never materialized. The company was both protected and penalized by the same set of policies. The lesson: protectionism can create winners and losers, but sometimes, everyone pays. Whirlpool's story is a warning about the hidden costs of trade wars. A short-term victory turned into a long-term headache for both the company and consumers. The real price of protection was paid at the checkout, and in lost economic opportunity. Now let's see how Caterpillar weathered the storm. Caterpillar, the world's top maker of construction equipment, faced a double hit from tariffs. Steel tariffs raised production costs by up to $200 million a year, making US-built machines more expensive. At the same time, countries like China and the EU retaliated, slapping tariffs on American exports, including Caterpillar's products. Suddenly, Caterpillar's machines were pricier abroad, and foreign buyers turned to competitors. The company warned that trade tensions were chilling global demand and delaying big purchases. To adapt, Caterpillar considered shifting more production overseas to avoid tariffs and stay competitive. Every machine built abroad for foreign markets meant fewer jobs in US factories. With half its sales outside the US, Caterpillar couldn't afford to lose global customers. The trade war forced the company to rethink its supply chain, relying less on American manufacturing for exports. The result: higher costs, lost sales, and uncertainty for workers. Caterpillar's story shows how export-heavy industries are especially vulnerable in a trade war. Policies meant to help can end up hurting, threatening profits and jobs alike. In a global economy, you can't wall off one part without affecting the rest. The lesson: trade wars create winners and losers, but often everyone feels the pain. So, what's the path forward? What do these stories teach us? Tariffs meant to protect often led to layoffs, offshoring, and higher prices. GM, Ford, and Caterpillar faced rising costs and shrinking US production. Harley lost export markets. Whirlpool's win turned into a loss for consumers. Each company had to make tough choices: restructuring, canceling projects, or moving jobs abroad. The big question: how can we support American workers without triggering these costly side effects? Smarter trade deals? Investment in technology and training? There's no easy answer. But understanding these real-world outcomes is the first step to better policy. What's your take? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's debate with facts, not partisanship. Thanks for watching Deep Universus. Stay informed, stay engaged, and keep the conversation going.